Well, good morning. Good Sunday. I'm Rick Dancer. This is Exploring with Rick Dancer. We are in Coos Bay, North Bend at the Mill Luck Salmon Celebration with the Coquille Tribe. And this all day they're going to have salmon bake and salmon food and all kinds of crafts and things you can look at. But we found a story that we just can't resist because I think it's Justin's story and it's his life, and I think this is really an interesting what happened. So kind of tell people, you just recently over the last 3 years learned that you are Coquille.
Yes, sir. That's right. Dai. My name's Justin Futch, and I was raised up in Georgia, and grew up, starting at the age of 13, like buying my own canoe, making my own paddles, spearfishing, and not really fitting into the whole.
You didn't fit into Georgia, did you?
I fit in as far as the rivers and the swamps and the paddling, and
but something was missing.
Something was most definitely missing. Things didn't add up as far, and I guess a lot of it was school. Never really was part of the football crowd. Kept to myself a lot because of that. And all of a sudden, you know, I get to meet my grandfather, and I get to come here to a place I have over 10,000 years of blood heritage, and just to eat the traditional foods that my family ate for so many generations, for that to be a part of my body, and to go out and collect those things and learn traditional values from, thank God, a beautiful, strong relationship with this tribe that really honors their heritage and traditions, and what traditions were lost, we're finding those, and I'm really grateful to be a part of that.
So you found yourself.
I did.
So you didn't know your grandfather was Coquille. You had no idea.
I had heard rumor, but it was something we were unable to make a connection when I was young, and when I reached out to do that, that's when things just started changing for me, when I saw how much I was like him.
And what was interesting is, Justin was telling me yesterday, you were always carving things that kind of looked like, when he found the Coquille, they looked similar, not exactly, but similar to what the Coquille people did.
Yeah, and you're making me wish I'd have brought it, but one of the things that really stands out to me is one of my first paddles I ever carved is shaped identical to the tribal paddles here.
So this is in your blood. You're not connected to something, and all of a sudden, tell people, because I think that's what I'm learning with this, with what's going on here. I think it's for all of us, is when you know your people,
right,
and you know where you come from, that makes all the difference in the world.
I always have this analogy I try to tell people to kind of describe the way it happened to me and why it happened, to give myself sort of an excuse. And that is, you take an ant egg from an anthill, you take it to the desert thousands of miles away from its original colony. When it is born from that egg, it builds an ant bed just like the one it came from, and that's kind of my analogy.
That's a great analogy. So you were building an ant bed and it didn't fit. And now you come here and all of a sudden all the pieces, like finding the puzzle that works.
Right.
And here's the cool thing, this is his son.
This is my son Zaid.
And so now Zaid is also part of the tribe and part of the culture, and learning and connecting to something that's deeper than just culture, society.
And I'm thankful that he can be raised and learn these cultural things and beliefs and way of life.
Yeah.
Just at a younger age, and be brought up that way. I think that's going to make a big difference.
Show them your hat. You made this, right?
This is a hat I worked on. It's probably not Coquille traditional. It is a style of hat that was used up north of here,
so,
for sure.
So see, Justin has some of that style in there that's just coming out naturally.
And I made this for clamming in the winter. We get a lot of rain here, and I wanted a heavier hat that could, so I can take my son out clamming. And
so you, your wife, and your son picked up from Georgia, moved, and you just came here because that was so important to you to be here.
It was most definitely a necessary sacrifice. I mean, I had a cabin there I built, and I was in a really nice place. I lived around the water, and my son could be raised up, kind of up to his age now, which he's 6. he got to paddle. He got to live on the water growing up from a baby. So
And now you know why.
and now I know why.
This is where your people came from.
Right. And this little guy here has already soloed on his own in his own kayak over 10 miles this year already.
Jeez.
So he's doing really
In
well.
5 miles.
5
And-
miles each.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I just really appreciate your story because I think it just says a lot of things to a lot of us. You know what I mean? I think we're all trying to find our place, and whether it's where we actually came from or where we belong.
Yes, sir.
And when you do that, it changes everything, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, I like that.
All right. Well, thank you.
No, you're welcome, and thanks for sharing that with us. I know that's a personal story, but when we heard him talking about it, I thought you guys really need to kind of get the rubber where the rubber hits the road. This is so important to people, and I'm going to leave you. Thank you again.
Well, Mossy, that's thank you. And then look.
And I'm going to leave you guys with a picture here. If you're in the general public, today, this morning till 1 o'clock, you can go out and they'll give public rides in their canoes. They will push you around with a paddle around the bay and give you a little glimpse of the highway that was used by the Coquel and other tribes in this area to do their thing. That's a beautiful picture to leave on. You guys will be back in a little bit. We're going to be talking with a woman as she makes beaded necklaces. And then a little bit later, we're going to be talking with a flint napper as well. And thank you guys for watching. Please share this on your page. I'm really glad that you're enjoying this. This is Exploregon with Rick Dancer. And we just want to show you Oregon. And the real Oregon, not the make-believe. This is the real deal, guys. And what you're seeing here are the people who were here before it was Oregon. And I think that's an important part of the whole picture. So I'm gonna let you go for now. We'll be back in just a little bit with a couple more stories today. And again, if you're in the area or in Eugene, Springfield, and you wanna have an interesting day, come on down. Also, salmon lunches are starting at 11 o'clock. For 17 bucks, you get one heck of a great meal. And this goes on till 4 o'clock today, the salmon celebration, and there's all kinds of music and dancing and things to see. All right, we'll see you guys in just a little bit.